sliding down a side street like a hazmat loaded truck. The world is full of heroes, but I don't give a damn. The deities once lived there, but they're not there anymore. The Dodgers moved to L.A., the Mets still play in Queens. I don't know where God is, but the devil's in New Orleans.
You had decided to make some truth serum.
Yeah, so we could confront Deacon FontainBleau.
Right, because you kind of felt like Deacon FontainBleau might be the person who is behind all of the shenanigans.
Much shenanigans.
You had taken Hera to the Mrs. Brown's brownstone. And the Autumn Knight was going to provide bodyguards to make sure she was okay. And, we found out Miranda can make holy water.
Nice!
And probably even bless bullets, though she's never really done that before. And I think that was where we were. Oh, and you could pick up the van at 2 p.m. from the impound yard of the police department. It had not been impounded, but they were going to pick it up and keep it there for you in case somebody was watching the van, was the big thing. So, all right, you're at Auburn Park. It's about probably 1 in the afternoon. You're in Volt's car, and you're trying to figure out what to do next. So
I think it's actually like 2:30, almost.
Was it
3
2:30
at this point?
Okay, maybe.
Because I want to say that was the last thing you said. I remembered asking you. You said it would take about an hour to make the true serum thing. And I was
You're correct. You're correct. So it's around 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So you could go get the van. It should be down at the police
Do we
department.
want to go ahead and get the van just to...
Also, before we start, 2 things. You literally saying that we saw horses with too many legs has been stuck in my head for the entire week. I don't know why. I'm literally at work in the middle of making sure people get paid, and I'm just sitting there thinking like a horse with like 6 or 8 legs. I'm just like,
Odin's horse Sleipnir had like 8.
Right.
Yeah.
And second, knowing that Miranda can actually make holy water.
Yeah, well,
for some reason, the only thing I could think of for a good while after that was just like her with like a little pail of holy water, and like the little priest.
Yeah, the
thing. I just imagine just like weaponized holy water at that point. Just
That's about to be the most lethal water balloon fight of all time.
Right. Especially for vampires and demons, right? Or either that or super
like
soakers.
the big,
Super soakers.
super soakers,
Well, you remember they did that in Lost Boys,
Take
right?
this.
They actually they put garlic and holy water in the bathtub, and then they filled up the super soakers, and it worked actually quite well.
Constantine with the fire.
Right,
thing.
with the
they put the cross in there.
blessed cross in there. Yeah, that was beautiful.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to try to go get the van real quick, or
I think we should.
What was your sense of its condition whenever we left it last?
See, that's the thing. I wasn't on the outside,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
just
was
mean
leaning
like
out the back, but I don't
didn't
think
you
I
try to
ever
like
cracked
back
any
it up? Was it? It was running.
I
It was just.
I don't think I
cosmetic
even had
damage,
the
right?
opportunity to try back it up.
Okay, so we don't.
I
want to
say that it happened, and then it was him rounding the corner,
right?
And before he actually opened the door, it was
"We're out." Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I remember we talked about that though. It was an old van, all metal, and so probably you're going to have to replace the bumper.
Yes.
And maybe make sure that the alignment is still true.
You also said that I probably wasn't going too fast. You said that I was probably going like maybe 15 or 20.
So,
I think it just hit like a car, like the corner of it. Was, and we weren't going that fast because you couldn't see anything.
Right,
We're just dealing with cosmetic drive. I was just making sure we can actually drive it off the
Well, assuming Archie Leon didn't get angry since you escaped.
Decide to wreck it.
We go out there and like he literally the entire van's fine, but he's drawn mustaches on everything.
With permanent markers.
So
permanent marker. He used a paint pen.
That's just too he scratched mustaches on everybody with a key. It's on. It's war now. War.
Miranda has like an eye patch now.
That would be. Oh man, I tell you what, that would be seriously
bad. We need all the weapons, every single one.
It would be seriously bad.
Have you seen the mustaches?
So, going to get the van then at the impound yard? Sure. Okay. You head down to the police department. Remember, Captain Johnson told you, just tell him that it was your van and stuff like that. You go up to you can see fenced in, there's a bunch of cars in this impound yard, and you look around, and sure enough, there's the van. It doesn't look like there's been any damage done to it that you can tell. Walk up to the little, guard shack looking thing where there's a guy there, and it's a young man, looks like he's probably in his 20s, kind of dark skinned, closely cut hair. He's wearing what looks like a black uniform, like maybe a police uniform, and he's got a badge that says Benjamin.
How do we get here? We just all pile
His car.
Yeah,
We're in his car.
Everybody can fit there, especially with hair not being there anymore.
So, on the way there, I kind of feel like we need to at least have an idea. You know FontainBleau more than any of us. Do you have any idea on what the...
How to get him to drink it?
I mean...
Does FontainBleau
drinks
drink
tea.
beer?
He does drink beer, too.
Remember, in a TV series, the way they would check to see if you were demonic is they'd hand you a beer that had holy water in it.
Not a bad idea.
We're planning to meet him at the church, so I don't know
Have
if
we
he'll drink on
already
church ground.
talked about... have we already reached out to him?
No.
We haven't done any of that.
No,
we're
that's
just
just
showing up,
yeah.
right? That was the...
I think that any tip-off we give him is going to put us at a disadvantage. Bad comes to worse, I'm just going to force him to drink it.
Hold him down. Hold his nose, right?
I mean, I'm just going to be like, look,
I was just trying to see if we actually had a idea. I won't say a plan. If we at least had an idea going into this.
Our two
you know
options
what I
are
mean.
to try to...
All of our plans have been approved. What do you mean?
Yes, they have
They've
been.
gone perfectly.
Until the certain point where they're
Still
not.
alive.
Until Darwin and I ready to run away.
All the plans have worked until they haven't. Yes,
Well, the
that's right.
last one technically didn't run away. He was just enjoying
true.
the music.
I was really
He
trying to run away.
You were-
Yes.
Copacabana in the car.
Yeah,
Also-
our two basic options are trick him into drinking it or make him drink
Is he
it.
like a wine
Yeah.
connoisseur or anything like that?
I mean, he drinks
He
But
drinks
I don't
tea and he
think-
drinks beer. You've never
Tea
really
and
seen
beer.
him drink anything else. A couple times you've met him at a bar and talked to him about stuff, and he drinks beer. So you don't know other than that.
Other than communion, I don't think I've ever seen
Well, he
him
must
drink
drink wine then, but so yeah.
Picnic.
All right, I just want to throw that on the table. Have,
Did you
At least
flavor
we think
the truth serum? Is it
oh, absolutely not. No,
Okay.
this is.
Well, when you make potions, you have to have 5 things generally that kind of lean into truth. So, what tactile sense would cause you to want to tell the truth? And what
Could you
smell
like
would want
colors then?
soap and water.
Like colors are associated?
Soap
right?
and
What
water.
visuals or thing?
100 proof
Like
Everclear.
blue is true or something?
Right. Well,
All the
so yeah,
alcohols.
probably the potion is blue because it's true blue. That's a good one. But probably it has something like Everclear in it because that when you drink too much you're gonna
Yeah.
tell everybody. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's.
Yeah, so stuff like that. I mean, I remember when Harry made the...
Did I actually intentionally flavor it? No, not at all. Does it have a flavor? It does.
He does. Not
But
necessarily a good one, yeah.
It has its own unique.
Yeah. And it's probably blue. Exactly. So,
It's smooth. It's real smooth.
yeah, right.
But us actually showing up there and seeing the van and seeing that it seems relatively unharmed and whatnot, I do want to go ahead and say that you're, from what I remember, you're actually pretty good at the divination stuff, right?
Yes, she is. She is.
Like your little
Oh, yeah.
wiretap
Yes. Oh, yeah.
ear,
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff. What is there a way you could see if maybe they put a thing here?
A spell
Yeah,
on
I
it or
should be
something
able
like
to see
that?
that. That's a good
that's
idea. Yeah.
So you're doing something like detect magic, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
like-
help you in any way I can, but I feel like this is your area of expertise. It's not really mine.
Well, now, if you were going to try and check and see if there were a spell on it, the way you would do it is grab a piece of chalk, draw a circle around it, and then that would cut any spell that was attached to it, and then you wouldn't have to worry about letting someone know that you're mucking about with it.
Okay.
And then you could do something like a detect magic spell or something along those lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I'll whip out my handy dandy chocolate.
Well, okay, so hold on.
Before
You're not
we
even
do
doing
that,
yet.
we actually need to talk to him.
Yeah, you need to talk to the guy in the guard shack.
It's literally just one of those like thoughts I had. I was like, oh, this might be a.
Well, I'm still gonna locate it so I know where it is, so I'm not standing around.
It doesn't matter. It's like you just going up to them, chalk in hands. We're here for the van.
So
Yeah.
I'll just walk up to
sure.
We
Benjamin.
could.
Yes. You have rapport, I believe, pretty well, don't
Yes.
you? Yeah.
I'm like,
He looks at you and says, "Hi. You going to pick up a vehicle?"
yes, I contacted
Name?
Captain Johnson, Miranda Gagnon.
Oh, yeah. Captain Johnson said something about you were going to be here to pick up your van. There is a $100 fee for towing, but other than that, there's no other problems. You haven't been ticketed or caused any things like that. And we removed the orange sticker from it because those are sometimes really hard to get off. So yeah, $100. Do you want to play cash?
So I think this
check?
is probably cash.
Yeah, either one. Okay, so you had him $100. I mean, you guys have
Rent's
more
got
than
diamonds.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm like, wait,
I can't break this.
a
Yeah.
sock full of gemstones.
Yeah, right.
because he'd be like,
Is this real?
Sock full of holy gemstones.
We could have bought the library. when we were
that's a whole new
Right.
kind of sap.
So you hand him $100. He goes through, he fills out the little thing, hands you a receipt, so that you make sure that it's on the up and up. He says the keys were not in it, so I assume you have the keys with you. You do. You probably. Checked
I
out.
was gonna say
You
he
probably
was
have-
driving, so
Yeah, you probably have the keys in your pocket somewhere. So he kind of hits a button. The gate rolls back. It's automated on a motor. Rolls back. You step inside. There's bunches of cars. Head towards the van.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you get inside, you hear, and the little gate rolls back out. You notice the top of the
Now we're
gate.
trapped.
Yeah, you are actually.
I was
You
tempted
notice.
to say, no, let's car shop while we're here.
Yeah,
before we take the
no,
van.
they're not going to let you.
Ooh, that
Do.
looks
The fence
nice.
has razor wire across the top of it, by the way, so it's pretty well protected because you don't want people coming in and stealing cars.
Yeah.
So you head towards the van. You're going to set up your divination circle with your chalk.
Yep.
All right. How much? Okay, so you're going to check and see if there's a spell attached to it. That's just kind of a basic detection spell. Doesn't need to last very long. Probably 2 points of power. So go ahead and I'm not even making a roll for that. It's too easy to do. All right. So you walk around with your chalk. You circle the van. You prick your finger, put a little blood into it to kind of seal the circle. You're looking at the van. It doesn't seem to be sending any warning bells off to you. Yeah, you think it's clean. Doesn't seem to be any spells attached.
Okay. I'll say it looks to be clean.
You gonna break the circle?
Yeah.
Okay, you break the circle. Head over to it. Van looks okay. Doesn't seem to be. I mean it looks like actually the right front quarter panel, right near the wheel, has got a pretty good dent in it, and the bumper on that side is kind of hanging a little sideways, and it's got a good dent in it. It's kind of scraped, but it's not going to be that bad to fix.
Are there any additions, like physically or anything like that to it? Anything that's here that wasn't here before?
Give me an actually give me an alertness check if you want to make sure.
I can do that.
is my rope still here?
Your rope, you have a look.
We get here,
Whoops.
we look around. No magic detected anywhere.
Yep, looks good. Nothing out of the ordinary.
What'd you
I
get?
got a 1.
Wow. No, you don't think there's anything untowards. You don't see any bombs or bugs or anything like that. No, it looks clear.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it be?
Good way to start the night.
Never mind. I was just thinking it'd be funny if we could somehow, Darwin could attach some kind of like hoses around the van that we could put the holy water in, so we could just squirt the holy water onto evil things as they attach themselves to
I think
it.
you ought to just lean out the back of the van and have what pintle mounted, one of a water cannon. That'd be hard enough to knock people off their feet, right?
Yeah.
It was in the Buffy the Vampire. Oh no, it was Angel where they had that big pickup truck mounted stake thrower.
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
That was at the
That
end,
guy
wasn't it?
I forget the name of the guy who actually used it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, digress. So you get the van started up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's just like part
I'll
of me
be
that's
away.
there's part of me like whenever we're talking about like is there any additions to it, anything that we're missing, whatnot. And like, look, the bad roll, and I was like, yeah, no, everything seems fine. We get all the way to the house, and we just kind of like go open the back door, like, there's a spoiler on it.
Right.
There's a large black man sitting in the driver's seat. He's painted the entire van black with a red stripe down the side. And he goes, I pity the fool who tried to take... Oh, we got the wrong van, folks. Whoops. Sorry, man. Apologize.
Yeah, we'll go
vans.
and turn it on, though.
All right. You go and start it up. Seems like it runs fine. No weird lights come on. Doesn't explode. That's always a plus. Yeah. You're thinking you're okay.
How much gas do we have?
It's got about a quarter of a tank. It's an older van. It doesn't have real
seems
good.
right.
Yeah. Probably gets about 10, 12 miles to the gallon.
I just imagine, like, we actually have things like empty, like, oh, they took the gas.
That's just so petty.
94, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, but it seems okay. Yeah.
Then I guess we'll maneuver back out towards our little exit there.
Okay. You pull up to the gate. The whirls out of the way. You pull out onto the main street. You're following, I guess, behind in your car. Where are you headed now?
Good question. Where are we heading now?
You find a body shop for your van?
Is it necessary? Because doesn't body work take
I
a
mean,
while?
I have
Damn.
a guy,
We
but
can drop it off.
I feel like we could do that later, right?
Okay, that's
What-
true.
What time
It's
is
very
it?
drivable. It's probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay, so it didn't take us too long to do this then.
Yeah. It's drivable. It's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
So-
Seems to be having trouble. No.
Show of hands. Who wants to try to...
You knew that was going to happen.
I hate to keep it approved. All right. After I ask this question,
Oh wait,
vote
no,
on
sorry.
it by showing your hand.
I appreciate
Do
your
we
adult
think-
here, man.
Chuck's the adult.
I'm just gonna babysit.
Ingrid's kids. Remember? Sorry.
Do we
That's what I was
think
thinking
that we want to go at the sneaky route, and then go the
That's
fourth?
worked so well in the
We're not
past.
exactly good at that.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
all of
No,
this
I take that back.
happens
The
early.
Geotronic strike was very well pulled off and went
That's true.
very
That's true.
smoothly. So I take that back. Your
Wait, are you
Geotronic
talking about
stuff-
like the second half
the,
of it?
the
or
one where you
first
actually
half?
tunneled in? That,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that
Second
was like
half.
clockwork. Yeah, it was
The
beautiful.
first half was
It was a
Oh.
beautiful
That's
thing.
okay.
I
Yeah.
thought the silent op at the warehouse went well too.
Yeah, that was smooth. like
Not
that.
for lack of trying on our part.
The acetylene tank blowing up was very silent. Yeah.
It happened all the time.
Yeah. Well, you
Me
know,
trying to
it's-
make a distraction and
That's
just
right.
oh,
Good.
whoops.
Poor Swift. Only kill every insect.
I don't think we should
bother
try
with
to
it.
do it.
Just
It's literally
straightforward.
at this point, it's literally just us going in there and like, hey, we think this,
Yeah.
and he can say his piece or whatnot, but we're going to find out what we need.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
Yeah,
we're
so do-
abandoning
do you wanna
truth
pre-like-
serum?
do you wanna
No,
pre-
we're-
we're still on.
We're
Okay.
gonna do the truth serum. It's just what the question was whether or not we try to trick him into drinking it or we just confront him.
You just want to pre-lace the drinks?
You bring a 6-pack of beer,
I think we. I mean, you know.
a 6-pack of Coke.
Or we'll bring like a glass
just
decanter.
imagining-
I think I'm
something
just
nice.
we just sit down with them and go, this is what we think, and here you go.
Yeah.
We're either doing this the easy
I mean-
way or the hard way.
Or,
Yeah.
And
or we
then-
could just ask him first, and then if he's like
Yeah.
our insight checks or whatever it is, don't.
Your report checks or deception checks or
Yeah,
whatever.
and like we're getting like some red flags, then we force him to drink it.
There
Yeah.
you go. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to go directly to violence, but
Yeah, no,
I'm okay
it's-
with a direct.
Why not? I mean,
direct-
oh yes, of course. You're right. Yes, you know.
Well, so it's first round.
Sorry, guys.
That's
Why
the direct
not?
links to the
That's
That's the direct link to violence playlist.
Sorry.
The Doom,
doing this
the
again,
Doom
hold on.
soundtrack just starts playing.
Right.
Demons.
Hold
This
on.
is getting serious. But no, like
There he goes.
look, we've done enough stuff with them that at this point, it's like, hey, look, we've noticed these things. This stuff seems to make sense to us. Are you working with them? Just point blank ask them, and they just be like, this is a truth serum. like one of us could take the thing too or whatnot. I mean, there should be enough for and just
I'm just thinking of the hilarity.
I know,
yeah, right.
I know, I'm down for it. Anyways,
Professional.
but literally just like one of those things where it's like, this is your opportunity, you know, proof, whatever, you know. It's if he's firmly against it.
It reminds me of the
That's
scene
suspect.
when Jason
Then
Momoa's
we hold him
character
down and force him
Aquaman
to
is
drink
sitting
it.
on the lariat. Was it Wonder Woman's lariat in the non-Zack Snyder version? And he starts saying all this stuff, and we're gonna probably all die. And man, you are really hot. And
Yes.
I'm sitting on the lasso, aren't I? Yes, you are. Right. Ignore all of that. It's so funny.
Ignore all of that truth I just
Yeah.
did.
All right.
All
so-
right, yeah, I'm down with the direct path.
Okay. Heading to St. Louis Cathedral? Okay. You pile into the van. Well, you've already piled into the van. You head towards Jackson Square, find somewhere to park, and then head to St. Louis Cathedral. It's bright and sunny day. It's probably a little grayer, not quite so sunny because it is January, and it's also a bit chilly. So, you know, you're probably
chilly.
bundled up a little bit, and you're heading towards the St. Louis Cathedral. Get to the door, go into kind of the antechamber, the entrance area. There's also, remember, over to the left, a little souvenir shop. Go straight through into the St. Louis Cathedral. And again, you're once again struck by the absolute beauty of this old cathedral. You remember Deacon FontainBleu's offices are down a doorway to the left. So you head towards this little kind of a nondescript door. It says private on it. Step into the hallway. There's 3 sets of doors on the right, 3 sets on the left, and you know Deacon FontainBleu's is like the second door on the left. You head down to the second door on the left. What are you going to do? Kick the door in, knock on the door? What are you thinking here?
I'm just gonna knock.
Question: going into this little area here, are there like nameplates like on the doors or anything, or is this just like
just red doors is all it is.
just nondescript?
Right. Now, Jody, that being said, because, and probably most of the wizards, it's a public area, because you have not been invited inside, you're going to have to overcome the
past the
threshold
threshold.
anytime you want to cast a spell. That goes for anybody who's a spellcaster. So, just to let you know.
Doesn't God invite everyone into
Well,
his...
see, that's the thing, and this is an operating cathedral, but yeah, I think still you would not be able. It would be very hard to do spells here. The threshold's probably
The
gonna be
important thing, though, is although God welcomes all, it's rude to do bad things. In this
Yeah,
house.
that's right. No spells inside. But trafficking with the evil powers
No
of darkness.
throwing ball in the house.
That's right. So yeah, you head down there, knock on the door. You hear a faint come in from the other side.
All right, open the door.
Deacon FontainBleau is sitting behind his desk. He seems to be working on something, and he looks and says, "Oh, Miranda, come in. I see you brought your friends with you. Come on in. I don't have enough chairs, but I assume you can find somewhere to lean or perch. There's actually like 2 chairs in there, so there's not very many." He says, "Can I offer you something to drink? Anything?"
We're actually here to offer you something to drink.
He looks very, very puzzled, and he says, "I'm not sure I understand."
I'll take one of the seats in front of his desk.
I kind of feel like I'll start to take the other seat and like, oh wait, no, you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You sit down. Yeah. Did something like that the other day at school. I had all the juniors in my classroom. There's like 40 juniors and like 25 seats, and so a bunch of the girls were sitting on the ground, and they were working on some stuff for their escape room. And I looked at them and I said, "You know, I know we're progressive and in this progressive age, and the sisters are doing it for themselves. So don't get me wrong." I said, "But you know, when I grew up, a young man gave his chair to a young lady." And it was funny because they got up to move around and get their groups together. And it was really funny because that was all I said. Every single girl had a chair and the boys were standing and sitting after that. That was it. I was like, you guys are class acts. I didn't have to yell at anybody or anything. I just made the suggestion. And they said, "You know, you're right." It was really cute. Anyway, I digress. But it was very, very cute. So yeah, you sit down. The 3 gentlemen are standing, right? Mm-hmm. Doing this behind everybody. Okay. And what are you going to do, Miranda?
More like hands in my pockets. You know, you just never know what to do with my hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pockets.
I'm gonna shoot straight with you, Deacon.
I think it's the best thing.
So there you go. Yeah. Anyway,
We've come up against a couple of obstacles lately,
wow.
and it's getting bad.
Oh, what kind of obstacles?
Well, the thing is, I think you may already know.
Well, I know that the sword of the cross that you had been shattered. Right. So something besides that.
Besides that, you know, I had half my face melted off by a Denarian.
I saw that by a Denarian. His eyes get really big, and he says, "We have blackened Denarians in town. Everybody needs to make an empathy check." Okay.
I have no empathy.
-3.
This is quite different from my normal self.
Yeah.
Miranda's not feeling very empathetic right
I
now.
have a 2.
Yeah. Well, you've been burned. Yeah.
+3.
One.
Plus
So three,
2.
two. Okay. Yeah. You get the feeling he's on the up and up with this one. He does not seem to be lying. You know, body language, he looks genuinely surprised, you know, and stuff like that. So you're kind of like, okay, maybe he didn't know the Denarians were in town. At least that's what you think, okay? Anyway, you continue.
And Gabrielle Beaumont's missing.
Right. I still haven't been able to find Gabriel. I've called him several times, went by his house, but yeah, he's not there. I don't know.
And Hera was taken again.
Oh, right. Well, I knew she'd been taken. The police were involved, but yeah, right. I knew she was gone. Wow. I'll tell you what. We may have to move her to another home, another foster home, because I don't know. He says, I don't want to put anybody's family in danger, but she needs to be somewhere safe.
Wouldn't we have to recover her first to do that?
Right. Well, I mean, I know you guys will. He says, but yeah, wow, poor girl.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't feel that I can trust you right now.
He says, Miranda, what have I ever done to cause you not to trust me?
Nothing. Which is why this is hard. But I would feel better if we had this conversation after we had a drink. Darwin?
And I produce this little vial of blue
He says,
see-through liquid.
What is that?
It's a little glass vial.
This
Full of blue see-through
that?
little glass
liquid.
vial.
It's for
I couldn't help it.
As I drink Coast, I'm like, little glass vial.
You saying that? I was quizzing people at the end of work today on where their pumps were.
Oh yeah.
Ever since I found out that some people didn't know where that only pump in 12th plant was, and that infuriated me. But anyways, so we were sitting there and I was quizzing about stuff, and this one guy, every time I looked down, was like, "Where is 2498?" And then he'd go, "In 24 plant." And I'm like,
Nice.
"Yeah."
You're not wrong.
"Where's pump 1140? In 11 plant." All right, I see where this is going. I was like,
Smart ass. You're fired. People that smart shouldn't work for me. But yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This is just to make sure. I think that the stakes are too high to leave it up to chance.
So what is this blue liquid gonna
He's
do?
probably thinking
This
he's
is a
gonna die.
truth potion, and I
Yeah.
promise you it's not dangerous. I'm going to take it with you.
He kind of looks at you and he says, "Miranda, I'm just not sure how I feel about this. I just somebody brings me some kind of weird blue liquid I've never seen before, and you want me to drink it." He says, "I don't know. I'm not. I don't know if I can do that."
Because you don't trust what's in there, or because you have something to hide?
Well, no, because I don't know what's in there. You know.
Well, I'm going to drink it too. I'll
Okay.
drink
Well,
it first.
I have to insist that you go first then.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll
I'm coming with the vial. You probably have 2 or 3 doses of it. Yeah. So you hand her a vial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
take it.
It's got this weird kind of burny flavor. You think there must be some kind of alcohol in it. You take a drink of it. Yeah, just a touch.
Good thing I already fell off the wagon.
Yeah. Right. There's kind of a little tingling sensation that starts in your chest, and it kind of works its way up, and it kind of makes your scalp itch, and then it kind of goes away. And then you don't feel really that different. Okay.
That was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty awful. She's telling the truth. It worked. Deacon FontainBleau kind of looks at you and he says, "Okay, I'll take the other one then." And he pops the cork and takes a drink of it, and he kind of, "Oh, that is vile." And he, little glass vial. Anyway, so he puts the vial back on the table and he says, "Oh," and he kind of does this. He goes, "Oh, that feels weird. Oh, well, at least it went away." Ugh.
We'll bring orange juice next time.
Yeah, right. Mix it with something. So yeah, he says, "Is it supposed to do that?"
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, do you know what happened to Gabrielle Beaumont?
You said that he was shot, right? And I haven't seen him. Again, tried to find him. I did go by his house and saw that one of the windows was broken, but I didn't go inside because I wasn't sure who was in there.
No. Do you know what happened to Gabrielle Beaumont?
He got shot, right? I think that's it. But I don't think he's dead because you had told me he had fled.
Do you know where he is right now?
No, I don't know. I've been trying to find him.
Mm-hmm. Are you working with the Black and Denarians?
Of course not. No, I would never work with those evil demons.
Have you told anybody else about any of the stuff that we were doing here besides?
You mean like with Hera? Well, of course we had to go through the church, so several people knew where Hera was
But
placed.
who all have you told?
Let's see. One of the other deacons here helped me, put me in touch with the person who is the foster care people, but I don't think they knew it was for Hera. Of course, I've had to clear all of this with the ArchBishop, and so I can't think of. I mean, I haven't been really terribly secretive about it, though, so there might have been someone who heard it while I was on the phone, or possibly talking to the ArchBishop, or talking to one of the other deacons, so, you know.
I'm sorry, I can't read lips.
I can't either.
The bank stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Do you know anything about our finances?
Well, of course I do. You called me so I could help you set things up in the bank.
Yeah,
What about
we had a mole.
Wait, in your finances?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone leaked our finances and are threatening us
To
because
who?
they know about it.
Who did they? What, did,
We got bank statements at the Devanese. They know what we're...
so they gave the information to the Devanese?
You're not answering
Or somebody.
questions. You're just sort of repeating what we're saying.
Well, so no, I didn't know about your. I mean, I knew that you had found. And he looks around. And he goes, "The treasure." That's why I set you up with my friend at the bank.
Yes, but do you know anything about the person who's been spying on us?
No, I didn't know that there was. So wait, somebody's spying on you? What? I mean, you just told me about the bank statements, but someone has been spying on you? Do you know who it is?
I have a strange thought, but I don't.
Oh
It's
dear.
probably way wrong.
Hey,
Have we ever
Now would be the-
considered Gabrielle Beaumont? I mean, he's done all this stuff and he's been hurt and all this other thing, but he's disappeared and no one knows where he is. And he's also been just as involved as...
I don't...
So we have some weird things happening. First, we have Hera went missing.
Right.
So that shouldn't have happened.
Right.
The next thing was Gabrielle Beaumont was pretty much ambushed.
Right.
So who knew he was going there? And so we have a mole somewhere.
Well, where was he shot?
The thing is, he was shot at this other location, but after I called you and told you about him being shot, then he went home.
Mm-hmm.
and you were the last person admittedly over there before he disappeared.
Well, no, I never saw him. He said, when I got off the phone with you, I immediately jumped in my car to drive over there, but he wasn't there when I got there.
Did you tell anybody about him being shot?
Oh, no, of course not. Because Gabriel's a good friend of mine. We've known each other a long time. When the Denarians attacked before, he was the one who was able to chase off Nicodemus. So he's our first line of defense against the Denarians. This isn't the first time they've attacked us. They want what's in our reliquary. They want the 3 coins that are down there.
Are they still there?
Last time I checked.
Whose head?
When was that?
Oh, probably when I went down and put the staff down for you.
That's been a while.
Yeah, it's been probably 2 or 3 months.
Hey,
Real quick.
Miranda?
Who got decapitated by Nicodemus?
That was
Sidney St. Clair?
Sidney St. Clair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we sure this is working?
Oh,
Have you tried to tell
Really
a lie?
don't know.
I'll say. Oh, yeah. You want to say
I
something?
try to tell a lie.
No, you can't. It seems to be okay. Actually, hold on. Make a conviction roll. Okay.
So that's a 8.
Ooh. Okay. You're almost able to throw off the potion, but no, it still holds you in check. You have to beat an 8, is what it is. So yeah, it's pretty strong. So you're right on the edge. You're like, I think I could. The sky's blue. Almost.
Periwinkle.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as you know, it's
purple at certain times of the day. Oh, man.
That's hard to do, yeah. But he is a deacon, which means his conviction may be as high as yours. So you don't know.
So we don't know.
Yeah. Everybody can give me another round of empathy checks if you would like. Miranda, since you've been talking to them, I'm going to let you do rapport instead, okay?
I also got
Okay. 5.
Okay. 3. No. Okay. You're pretty sure that he is telling the truth. I mean, granted, watching somebody's body language is not foolproof, but you're pretty sure he's just as surprised by you as any of you are about all this stuff. Yeah. You get the feeling he's on the up and up. He says, maybe we should check on the coins, though. That's not a bad idea.
It isn't.
Yeah. Because we're just trying to figure out why they're always a step ahead.
Right.
Of
Well,
us.
yeah, right.
And
Like
please
Gabriel
understand.
Gabriel placed Tara,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
No,
But a bunch
we
of people
did.
knew where
At the
church.
she was going.
I thought.
Well,
No, we did.
Yeah.
No,
right.
Deacon
Well,
FontainBleau.
Gabriel, not Gabriel. FontainBleau.
Yeah.
He's the one who set up who the family was. Yeah, he did.
Oh,
He
I
did.
didn't think
Did
Gabriel
Gabriel know
knew.
the family?
Probably not. I mean, you don't know.
So
I mean,
the thing with Gabriel and his phone being on the couch,
Right. It was shattered. Right.
was that because he didn't want to be tracked?
No, it's because remember he was attacked. The ghost told you guys that this big black obsidian-looking
Forgetting
person with
everything.
a
Jesus.
with
Okay.
a scorpion tail attacked him.
Gabe, I
Yeah.
feel like Gabe was pretty clear.
I mean, I feel like he would have given me this
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
You're right.
He was
I'm
working
just trying
against
to
me.
figure out
Oh,
who-
what do you have the spear with you?
hmm
He says, "Oh, do you mind if I look at that?"
Sure.
And he comes around the desk and looks at it, and he goes, "This is the spear, not the spear of destiny like you see in all these campy movies. The real spear of destiny that was used to pierce Christ's side would have been a simple Roman pilum." And that's when you realize that what it is it's a simple leaf-bladed spear, and that somebody at some point welded a crossbar across it so that people wouldn't slide up on it. And he goes, "Wow, where did you get this?"
Gabriel.
Gabriel had the spear of destiny.
Yeah, is that a big deal?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is like one of
Get it
those.
sort of across forever.
Yeah, I mean, this
These
is-
things are just
this is like-
dozen.
I had a fourth sword of the cross.
He says this is like one of the most holy relics in the world. I mean, it pierced the side of our Lord and Savior. I mean, it's touched the blood of Christ. If you will, it killed a god. So, I mean, he came back, obviously. But
better.
yeah, he got better.
Oh.
But he goes, but, this is a weapon of
Were you thinking like some other god?
Odin went
Yes.
down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he also says, a lot of people think that the spear is actually much older than that the spear has existed since the time of the Vikings and was actually thought to be Odin's spear. But we really didn't keep written records very well back then, so nobody really knows. But it's an object of immense power.
Can I show him the pictures of the book that we took pictures of in the
Sure.
Never Never?
You grab the phone and he starts looking at it and he says, I think I remember seeing this book once. Oh man, years ago they talked about. Maybe I didn't see it. They talked about a book that talked about the blackened Denarians, and it was destroyed in a fire at the Vatican years ago. Where did you find this?
Oh, in an alternate dimension.
Okay.
That was her second hit of true question.
Alternate dimension. Alternate dimension. Yeah.
I'm just drinking it for the young guys now.
It's got alcohol. Yeah. He goes.
Oh God.
Yeah. He says, "Wow. That's amazing. I mean, this book is, like I said, it's lost. Wow. Could you send these pictures to me?"
Sure.
He's like, I would love to get a chance to look through and read this book. It might give us an edge or something over the blackened Denarians.
I'm going to step
It's
away just in case.
probably dangerous information to have, but if you're willing to assume that risk, I'll send it to you.
It's our buddy upstairs. Yeah.
We should go check on those coins though.
Yeah, let's do that. He reaches behind his desk and he grabs this big iron key ring, with a bunch of the old-fashioned kind of keys on it. He heads back to the main area of the cathedral, and then behind the altar where you remember the reliquary was. He finds the little door, puts the key in. There's the little thing he pushes to slide it away so he can do the key. And you immediately go down the stairs into the. It looks like it should be like catacombs where there's burial places, but nobody's buried in the St. Louis Cathedral anymore. He takes you kind of through the maze of pillars to the little door that's over there and opens it. And sure enough, there's that altar sitting there. There's what looks like pieces of the true cross and things like that. And then there was the little iron or the lead-lined box that was sitting on top. It was wrapped up in a cloth that had a cross that was embroidered onto it. You also see the staff, the one from Suleiman's staff. And then, yeah, it looks like everything's there.
Wait, do we physically see the coins? Or
No,
just
they're in the little box.
Can you open the box just to make sure they're in there?
Sure, he goes up and he
box?
kind of crosses himself real quick, and he quickly says Our Father, because these are pretty evil coins, and he opens it and he opens the box and it's empty.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I have no words.
I run a tight ship.
Well, there's only 2 or 3 people that have keys to this. The reliquary. Me, the Archbishop, and I think that's it. Maybe just us 2. There may be a key that you could for one of the groundskeepers, but I think you'd have to get that from the Archbishop himself. I said, so it's just me and the Archbishop and the extra set of keys. He said, that's it.
So are we
Where's
now going to
Archbishop?
suspect the Archbishop?
I don't know.
Have you ever met the Archbishop?
Yes, if you remember, he was the one who actually performed the ceremony for you guys before you went to
Oh yeah. With the cops.
the St. Louis number 1 cemetery. Yeah.
Earlier, whenever we were asking him questions, didn't he say that the only people he had talked to was the Archbishop
And some other deacon dude.
Yeah, one of the deacons.
Yeah.
What was the other deacon that you spoke to? Do you know who that is?
It was Deacon Smith,
Okay.
John Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is there
Master Chief?
any way that his mind has been scrubbed of any pertinent information by someone who doesn't want us questioning him?
Yes, you can muck around in people's brains, but The problem with it is if you actually force people to no longer remember stuff like that, it really messes with their head. You would probably be able to tell that something wasn't right. In fact, Jody kind of, as a wizard, could probably tell that, hey, somebody's been messing around with his memory. So when you start, that's one of the reasons why one of the laws of magic is you don't mess with people's heads, because when you do, you cause lots of other problems, psychoses, all kinds of, split personality stuff, crazy stuff happens to their heads.
I'm not going to lie, split personality was one of the things I was thinking of. I was like, what are the chances that this is a personality that has no idea about any of this stuff going on?
Whenever you've spoken to Deacon FontainBleau, he has not seemed to have multiple personalities. Now, okay, so there you go. I mean, I don't know what to tell you other than that. Yeah.
Very Moon Knight of him. We'll see.
Never could get into that.
His other personalities.
I did
Gabrielle
like
Beaumont.
it,
He's pretty surprised that the coin's gone. Now, ironically enough, there were 3 coins in there, and you ran into 2 Denarians and then Nicodemus.
And they're trying to make Hero.
Right. Because there was the fiery lady, there was the stars lady of Nicodemus. Yeah.
What are the chances of getting the Archbishop?
Pretty good right now, I think.
He says, well, would you like me to see if we can find the Archbishop?
Yes. Quick question about the coins. Are the coins specific to a demon?
Yes.
And were the coins that we had for Nicodemus, Lashiel, and Vanthiel?
One of them was definitely not for Nicodemus, because Nicodemus has just been out and about.
Oh, he doesn't have a coin. Okay.
He says, well, okay, the symbols of the demons are actually on their coins. They're scratched in there, and actually, yes, those were 2 of the coins. The 3rd coin was Ordial. No, I'm sorry. I said Lashiel. Who'd you say the other one?
Verthiel?
Varthiel. Yeah. And then Ordial was the other one.
So that's one that's unaccounted for. What do we know about the Ordial demon?
I don't know. I've never seen them, to actually interact would require to touch the coins, and I'm not doing that.
Yeah, not a good idea.
That's a good way to lose your soul. So I haven't ever touched the coins or interacted with the demons at all. The only one I've actually ever met is Nicodemus, and that was 10 years ago when he came to New Orleans and tried to take the coins then. We had 3 or 4 coins at that point. They've since been transferred to the Vatican. These newest 3 are ones that we got in the last 5 or 6 years.
How long has the Archbishop been the Archbishop?
Oh goodness.
So a long time.
I think about 5 years actually. He came and took over right after Katrina.
Great.
Possibly or die, maybe.
Do we know where he is right now?
I can find out. Let me see if I can call his secretary and find out where he is.
Don't mind me asking, just because I'm just very curious at this point. You met Nicodemus in person 10 years ago.
Yes, that was when Gabrielle Beaumont I met him. Gabriel swept in and stopped him, and I didn't see much more than that because I ran the other direction very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, no, I'm sorry. I was
I'm a
just curious
clergyman, not a
about
fighter.
that,
Yeah.
Because we ran into him, and I was quite curious on how disaster was averted.
No, well, I don't actually know. He was trying to take the coins. He wanted my keys, obviously. Someone had invited him inside the church, so he was still at full power. And Gabriel showed up, as he will sometimes, out of the blue. He actually was wielding the sword of the cross that Michael Carpenter currently has, Excalibur, and Amorclus. And he says, I ran from my office because Gabrielle Beaumont got between me and him, and I don't really know much more after that besides Nicodemus left, and obviously not with the coins. And the only thing I know that Gabriel told me about it, he really won't talk about it very much, was that he never drew the sword of the cross. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, looks like our...
Well, do you want me to call the Archbishop's secretary?
Yeah.
Well, let's head back upstairs then, and I'll make a call from my office. And so he goes up, locks all the doors back up again, locks them again, heads to his office, picks up his landline, and dials him and says, "Yes, I would like to see if we could have a meeting with the Archbishop." Uh-huh. Oh, he's unavailable. Well, do you know when he will be available? You say he's got a 4:30 tomorrow that he would be available for a few minutes. Well, okay. I guess we'll take it then. Pencil us in. It's Deacon FontainBleau and Miranda, and we'd like to meet with the Archbishop tomorrow at 4:30. He hangs up and says, "They said the Archbishop's busy."
What's his home address?
He says, "I can give that to you, sure."
Sweet.
Where's his office? Is it
His office is his office is on the other side of the church.
Oh, he's here.
Well, his office is. I don't know if he's there.
Right. She said he was busy, so she would know where he's at.
Is there
I don't know.
something inherently wrong or evil in a little B&E in the...
It's frowned
The-
upon generally.
Yeah, Catholic Church. Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, so's murder.
Thou shalt not steal. It's just one of the main 10. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it
One of the
doesn't
big
say
10.
you shall not investigate.
Yeah.
Y'all
True.
close your eyes
I
and
wasn't
I'll.
gonna take
As long as we don't
anything.
take anything.
Speaking
That's
of that,
true,
I
that's
don't
true,
know
that's
if I'd ever told you about it, but I saw like this whole it was like this 10 or 15 minute long little video, but it's talking about how you could derive pretty much every single one of the commandments based off of just "thou shalt not steal."
Yeah.
Like literally every one of them.
That
You can pretty much
makes sense,
Yeah, it
actually.
Yeah.
That's the start of the Kite Runner. It starts off
Yeah.
because there's only one sin, and it's theft.
Yeah.
It goes through.
Nice.
But anyways, you remember how they described the ghost boy? How he described the person that attacked. Now I can only think of Deacon FontainBleau right now. But
Oh,
how
Gabrielle
they-
Beaumont.
Gabrielle Beaumont. And originally I was thinking it was some kind of derivative of the Devil Man, but maybe it is this Ordile or the other coin.
Ordile.
Yeah, he said it had a scorpion-like tail.
Right,
Native of
which the
Obsidian
Devil Man
Pine.
didn't have.
No.
Did Nicodemus not have
They
that?
had wings.
We have wings.
Nicodemus had shadowy wings, but he looked like a normal human other than that. And besides the fact that he was impossible to kill, I mean, you empty bullets
yeah,
into him and he just kind of shrugged them off and chuckled about it. Yeah. He was not impressed with any bullets, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We just tipped him off because he knows who I am.
Well, he knows
that I'm
he
not-
knows you
Who are you
anyway.
talking about, the Archbishop?
Well,
Archbishop.
Yeah, the Archbishop.
Well, no, because the secretary, he may just be out
So-
for the day or something.
So who has been here for since the last time he tried to come in here?
Well, me, I don't know if any of the other deacons have been here as long as I have. Most of them are much. I've only been here like 2 or 3
any
years.
people who would have access to the keys, because
Do you have any faithful parishioners that
No.
may be called on to,
Not really. I mean, besides, Brian Johnson's a good
OCD.
Catholic, and he attends Mass at least once a week.
secretary? How long was the secretary?
Oh, goodness. Abigail? Abby? She's probably been here 15, 20 years.
Would she have access to the keys somehow?
She would. I mean, she's the Archbishop's secretary. She'd have access to most of his, office and stuff like that.
Would she have known about the stuff that we're?
He says,
Kara's placement.
I don't know, but it's possible, especially if the Archbishop had her, write up letters or type emails to the different agencies. It's possible.
how would that tie into our finances? Because whoever's doing this would
They may not
also-
be related.
Yeah,
Those two
Okay.
things may not be related.
because I thought that was just
It
a
could be, but
shot from.
Well, see, the only reason why we brought that up specifically was because Deacon FontainBleau helped us get the person.
Right.
that was the
Yeah.
only connection that
Yeah.
thing had to the other things.
Yeah, because that was like one of those things. I was like, He helped us with Hera. Hera gets kidnapped. He helped us set up the bank stuff. People found out about our bank stuff. Like it was like literally everything that got involved either with Deacon FontainBleau or through him would come back in some way to
Gabriel
us.
was
So we were trying
kidnapped
to.
immediately after I called to tell Deacon FontainBleau that Gabrielle was shot. So it just was a
Right,
lot of
it's
coincidences lining right up. But
For the Denarians, do they live inside the person that?
Yeah, pretty much. And that you have to have the coin on your person. Some people actually have their coins like implanted under the skin, so that they can make sure it can't be taken away. Some of the Denarians, or some of the people actually swallow their coin, and then in 8 hours, when it comes back out, they swallow it again. Yeah, well, they're demons. I mean, yuck. They do gross things. They're
I'm
demons.
just thinking about that rapper that got that pink diamond like implanted
Oh,
in his
yeah.
forehead. That was
He got it ripped out of his forehead.
it got ripped out. He went to the wrong place he should have been and got mobbed and ripped out of his forehead.
Silly.
do we want to talk to the secretary?
I mean, it seems like the secretary's here.
She is.
We're
Yeah.
out of truth serum, so I guess we'll have to do it a different way.
I mean, I was told it had 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You happen to have one more vial. There you go. Absolutely. That's the way they work. Yep. You can go check her out. I mean, Deacon FontainBleau says she's just right across the sanctuary. There's another door, and that's where she would be in the outer room, and then the Archbishop's office would be behind that.
At this point, it wouldn't hurt.
Do you know if she drinks coffee?
Yeah, of course. We all drink coffee around here.
But it's 4 or 5, right?
That'll make a difference for some people.
If she's
Okay,
working
fair enough.
late, I'll just show her with a coffee.
Yeah.
Does she have a favorite flavor?
I don't know. I think she takes black 2 sugars. I mean,
This guy just doesn't.
We
pay
just
attention
bring
to
it to
people.
her black, and she can add her own stuff to it.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, is there a place to get coffee around here? or
oh
would I
sure.
need to go
He
to
says,
a-
"I've got a coffee pot." So he turns around. His coffee pot's there. It's kind of sitting on the warmer, and he says, "Look, grab one of my mugs, pour some in there, hands it to you. Says, take care of that.
Okay.
And here's a couple packets of sugar."
Great. All right.
Question: did he have coffee actually ready?
No,
Or
it's been
we're
there for a while.
Okay.
It's been there for a
I was
while.
gonna say if we were like actually making coffee, like we're just here, we're just gonna spike this real quick, just don't worry about us. We're like just standing around waiting for the coffee to be done. Just
No, he actually had it in a pot that was sitting on a warmer plate, and so yeah, it's been there probably since the morning, so it's good and strong. It's like tar. Yeah. No, it's not quite that bad, but it's been sitting there for a while. It's not fresh.
I'm gonna also make myself a cup, but I'm gonna load it down with like milk and sugar, so she won't want mine.
Okay. All right, you can do that.
And Spike and I'll be like, I should probably go in solo for this one, but you guys just stay within listening range.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys can hang out. All right, so you head over across the sanctuary. The door is a lot nicer than the hallway that goes into the other one.
I'm gonna wait just outside of
FontainBleau's office. Okay,
FontainBleau's office.
making sure he doesn't pull any shenanigans.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna do a little listen, make
Yeah.
sure that like, hey, they're on to us.
Right. Give me an alertness check then for that.
I'll do it. I believe.
We'll see. The dice have not been so high tonight.
Happens
Alright, we're gonna
sometimes.
say too easy. Just too easy.
Right. Too easy.
Too easy.
All right.
All right, what'd you get?
That's a 4.
Okay. You don't hear him saying anything like that. In fact, it seems very quiet behind his door. He when you guys take the stuff, he goes back to working on some of the stuff he was doing, his homily and things like that. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do. You head across the sanctuary to the door. The door is very nice, brown door, ornate. Either side, it's got these little thin windows that are stained glass. You open the door. Yeah, it's very ostentatious. You go in, and the secretary's office has this beautiful, rich red carpet. She's got this huge, looks like antique desks. The corners look like they have marble columns, and it's got gold on it. I mean, it's a beautiful desk. Little lady sitting behind it probably weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, and she looks like she's about 75 years old. She's got glasses, gray hair that's curly. She's wearing a a red dress and looks like one little gold necklace, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, Miranda.
Imagine
Hey,
this being the
Abby.
female version of
Hi.
Hunter.
Was that for me?
Yes, I dropped her
I can
coffee
see
and
it.
I put some
I
sugar
can see
back
it.
in.
Just Hunter
Oh,
with a
thank
big,
you, thank you.
poofy,
And she says,
gray-haired wig.
well, the bishop's not in right now. Or the archbishop's not in right now.
That's okay. I just came to talk to you.
Oh, you're so
that's
sweet,
one of
dear. Let me fix my coffee real quick and we'll have a chat. So she takes the stuff, tears it, pours it in there, swirls it around with a spoon she's got there. There's actually an empty cup of coffee sitting on the edge of the desk with a spoon in it, and she swirls it around and she takes it. And did you spike it already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she takes a sip of it. That's old. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
It's a little. It's been sitting in there, but you know,
Yeah,
I told Deacon FontainBleau it was time to start another pot.
ooh, that's terrible. Ooh.
I'm so sorry. So you know about this business with that young lady that we placed with a family here in the church, and that she
Oh,
went
yes,
missing?
Hera, right, sure.
Yeah. Do we have we reached out to the family for any sort of like condolence service?
Well,
Condolence.
I don't know much
What do
about
we offer here?
I don't know much about the family. Were they hurt or injured or what?
Well, actually, do we know what happened to the family?
Well, remember the family was fine. She's at a friend's house.
That's right. Well, they weren't hurt, but I mean, with her being missing, I just wanted to know if there was anything we could do as the church for them.
Well, I thought you had found her.
No? Where did you hear that?
Oh, I just thought you had found her.
Oh, why did you think that?
Oh, I just thought someone told me that you had found her.
Do you remember who told you?
A friend.
What friend?
I believe you may know him. He's a gentleman by the name of... And all of a sudden her voice goes, Nicodemus, and she stands up, right? Okay. And the thing you see is when she stands up, these white eyes pop up above her eyes, and she stands up, and all of a sudden the dress, you notice that she's wearing a white robe, and she's actually glowing, kind of angelic looking. Her hair turns blonde, and she's got what looks like a blindfold, a white blindfold across her eyes. And she's standing there, and she looks like she has a scale in one hand and a sword in the other. And she says, Nicodemus told me, foolish one. And what's your alertness?
A 2.
A 2.
Wide awake.
And she comes across the desk at you.